There you go.
Let's go.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Nuggets Hustle. I am Leo. I'm here with my good buddy Donny. I don't know what I'm doing with my hand. I'm over here like got some money, or but I have no money because I'm a teacher, so it is what it is. Donny, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Night before or 2 nights before the NBA Finals, right? Um,
Finals Eve.
yeah, Finals Eve, and yeah. Uh, Honestly, don't care. It's gonna end in max five, so just thinking about next year, how we can be the ones in
Gosh,
the finals. Yep. How you doing?
you know, it sounds like you're bitter, and I'm right there with you. If I'm, you know, if I'm being honest, I uh I am disgusted that we're not there. Um,
Yeah.
with on what, 5 days rest?
hmm
Yeah, so disgusted, maybe sickened. I don't know, whatever adjective you want to use to describe uh my feeling. Um, but yeah, other than that, man, I'm great. I'm doing really well. I'm
Yeah,
really enjoying summer and all that it brings and all that, man.
yeah, and actually, I wanted to give you an opportunity here to kick it off to kind of give a farewell to a certain place.
Oh, to the school that I was previously at. It was a wonderful place. I loved it. Loved my time there. I got a chance to teach and coach with Coach K, and it was an amazing experience, man. I really enjoyed it. The kids were amazing and the people were great. So, sad goodbyes, but happy hellos to um, the new school that I'll be at here
hmm
in Aurora. So I'm super excited, man. Um, but yeah, that's my big event. Might be sharing some more news in a couple weeks, so I'll keep you posted, my man.
All right. That's
Um,
exciting.
yeah, I know, man. I know. And for those of you wondering, my son, my child, is blossoming into a beautiful Nuggets fan. He has not been happy since the Nuggets have lost, and that's exactly how I like him. So shout out to Alfredo or
Fredster
to
or
Fredster.
or whatever we're calling him.
Yeah, yeah.
Raphael.
To Raph,
Yep.
yeah. Fred Raph.
Mm.
Anyway, Donnie, this is a Nuggets podcast. You ready to talk some Nuggets, my man?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, my man. So, my first topic, you already know what I'm going to talk about, man. Head coaching.
Yeah.
We recently hired David Adelman. Um, what are your thoughts on that before I jump into my because I believe the last time we talked, we had fired Mike,
hmm
but we had not hired Dave yet. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think we talked mid Thunder series. Um yeah, I mean, and we did kind of talk about this in that podcast. We talked about, do you give him the job? I mean,
Yeah.
you look at a very, when Mike did get fired, we talked, is this a small sample size, right? We don't know. Maybe that's was enough for the Cronkies. Very impressive, given what he was thrown into. He did also have not just the best player currently on the planet, but one of the greatest players ever to play the game of basketball. He took the soon-to-be NBA champions to Game 7. He literally might be the guy who beat the NBA Finals, or the NBA champions more times in one series than all the other teams that team plays in the rest of the playoffs. I'm just saying. They've only lost one other game outside of the Denver series. And
Yeah.
I don't really feel bad about the whole situation. I feel like DA is definitely a qualified head coach at this point in his career. He's got tons of experience. Not necessarily head coaching experience, but he was thrown straight into the fire, and I mean he survived, considering, you know. I'm curious if we interviewed anybody else. I'm also curious, like, who's the GM? I
I want to know, yeah, who made does the GM? is the GM above the coach? Does the GM sit in on those interviews for the new? Okay, no.
I I
I
mean
would
if
think that they would interchangeably sit in on those interviews together. Maybe not. Maybe it's just Josh. I don't know.
yeah, I think if there was a current sitting GM that they were like, you're our guy, he probably would have.
Okay.
But I don't think we have we don't have one. I mean, we had the interim, right?
Exactly.
And at that point in the season, there's kind of minimal things a GM can do. Um, so I don't know. DA, I'm rooting for you because I mean, here we are. Here we are, DA.
Yeah, that's fair.
You
That's
know,
fair.
I don't know what to say. He just he comes across as a very likable guy. I think you kind of have to have that a little bit as a coach. I think there's some exceptions, like Tom Thibodeau. I would
I was gonna
personally,
say, Donnie, we
right?
gotta.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I personally would love to sit down with him and have a beer and chat basketball. However, I'm not quite sure I want to invite him to like Thanksgiving. I would invite DA to Thanksgiving. Seems like he'd be sociable and get along with the
Fair.
family.
Fair.
Um, his press conferences are very well done. Um,
Okay.
I feel like he speaks his mind. He speaks the truth, but he also understands that throwing your players under the bus cannot be something that you can do consistently. I feel like Mike kind of started doing that a little too much toward the end of his career with us, anyway. Um, even though it is the truth, right? Coaches, I understand that you got to call out your players, but you also have to understand that it's you guys versus the world.
Hmm.
And when you create your own division in that locker room, then you're just creating a whole nother problem that now you have to solve along with solving the other team, right? Um, but
That's
yeah,
a good point. That's a really good point.
yeah. I mean, there's a
Completely disagree, but we can.
yeah, right. Like I personally don't have any on any level coaching experience. I more, I more kind of just
You know the
pull.
game. You know what it's like. You know the game.
It's a whole different thing, man. Like I feel well, that's a whole different thing. But I I'm curious what you thought because it happened and it kind of happened like swiftly. Like I honestly did.
Yeah.
I thought we would hire GM first and then we would go looking for a coach. I thought DA's contract would run out and he would because everyone's like, oh, well, then he can go talk to other teams. And I'm like, dude, he doesn't want to move his family. If we
Mm-mm.
are willing to offer him a job, he'll take this job. He's been
Yeah.
here, what, 8 years? Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't want to
Yeah.
move, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm just curious because it was so swift. And you and I were like, whoa, okay. Well, okay, here we go.
Speaking of, yeah. So I'm gonna lead off where you left off.
Hmm.
He's been here 8 years. He's been under Mike Malone for, around a decade. We got brand new stuff that he's been working on at midnight behind Mike's back that we don't know about that he's going to bring to the table. Seems pretty unlikely to me. So when I hear, oh, we got to give him time to bring his stuff in, that makes me work backwards. Okay, so then why didn't he bring his stuff in during the playoffs? Well, he
Yeah.
didn't have time. Then why did we fire Mike? If there was no time to get DA settled in anyway in the first place, then why not let Mike file it out? Because as a fan, Donnie, I'm thinking if we would have kept our head coach who has won us a championship,
Hmm.
we possibly probably win another one.
Yeah.
But then we fire him, and to me, DA does exactly what he was supposed to do. You beat the Clippers, who you were supposed to beat, and then since you have the best player in the world, you should take the best team in the world to 7 games. To me, he did exactly what anyone who would step into that job would do.
Okay. Interesting.
And I also, his rotations, were they different? So what DA didn't show any fresh ideas tells me DA doesn't maybe have any fresh ideas, which tells me that, oh, nice, I got the balloons. Uh, that maybe the Cronkies don't know what they're doing. Because if the whole idea was to fire Mike to win a championship, which is what Josh said in his press conference, we thought this was the best decision to win a championship. We didn't win one. So then the plan is to win one next year. Okay, then if coaching was a problem, then we shouldn't shop anybody.
Hmm.
Name one person who's watching Nuggets who isn't like, we should be shopping at least three of them.
Hmm.
So then Mike was the problem or the roster, or maybe it's both. Maybe it is both.
Mike was the fall guy.
Oh, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
this is a joke.
Yeah.
And Trey Murphy to MPJ. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. That's next on my
Hmm.
list.
Okay, good.
Anyway, Donnie, I'm confused, man. I have no faith in Josh Kroenke right now. I am less of a fan of Mike Malone than I thought I was. And I'm not even saying I'm a fan. I'm not even saying I don't hate DA. I think DA is super smart. I've heard him talk. I've heard him speak. He clearly has the love of the players. Uh, But I don't want love. I want to win. I want to win.
Hmm.
And I don't know. Liking DA is not going to win us a championship.
Yeah, and I agree with you with the frustration of like, I mean, Josh came out. I think his exact words were, "I want to squeeze as much juice of what is left out of this season." And like you said, I think every individual has a little bit different ideas. However, I mean, it's like hanging out with a friend for 8 years. You might start saying the same thing, right? Like the
Fair,
same,
fair.
same slang word or whatever, right? So
Yep.
they definitely grew together. I'm not saying they
That's
weren't
a good point.
similar, but
You need something new.
yeah, DA. And this is we'll never know, I guess, but I feel like we kind of had the pickings of anyone we wanted because of Joker, right?
Hmm.
Like every coach in the NBA has always salivated at the idea of Nikola Jokic,
Yeah.
playing him and then just building whatever you want around potentially the most interesting, most unique offensive player on the planet, if
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
I mean, that's every coach's dream. And
It
so
is.
I'm just wondering who did we, I'm not, I know we can't go get Spo. I joke about that all the time.
How do we know?
Yeah. I mean, we've never
Was
seen
there
it
any
happen.
talk of it? Like,
I've never seen it happen in American sports where you go steal a coach from another. You see it in college, right? You see it in like soccer in Europe and
yeah.
stuff, but you don't see it in like pro American sports. So that would be awesome. There were other great candidates out there, and I agree. I agree with you that Josh Kroenke, I think, is out of his depth. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't know anything. Obviously, this is his.
Third or fourth champion. He's won.
Yes, he's won. However, it's like, was he the only one in the interview room? Does he have basketball specific advisors? Because if not, I really, really wish he would spend some more money that we know he has into,
Dick Monfort, we're talking to you. That's a
yes,
Rockies talk.
yeah, yes, like bring in people that you know are very well educated on the topic, in this
Yeah.
case, NBA basketball, and have them advise you. In the end, yes, it is your decision,
Hmm.
but I mean, it's as if you and I won the lottery, Leo. We don't just try and become like, day traders tomorrow.
Hmm. Yeah.
We're going to a specialist. We're
Yeah.
asking for advice, right?
Yes.
Like,
That's a good point. That's a,
right?
yeah.
We really need and so Josh, I know you're an avid listener. However, look, man, if DA doesn't work out, I will forever never forgive you.
Like if we don't win
Yes,
at least one.
at least one more.
If we win one, I will
It'll
not
be okay.
fully, not fully be like, oh, I was wrong, but I will say, hey, you were not wrong.
Yeah.
And we won it. I just,
If we
man,
win one more, I will only say what if every other day. If we win two
that's fair.
more, I won't say it at all. If we don't win any more, I will say it every day, every second until eternity.
Yeah.
I don't you and I hammer this. This is
Coaching
every
is important.
coaching is important and we have a nuclear bomb before everyone else.
Mhm.
This is like the arms race all over again. We have something that no one else has.
Yeah.
let's use it.
Yeah.
Like he not time out bad. I don't want to use nuclear bombs. That was not what I
Uh,
meant.
yeah.
However,
I know. Yeah.
okay, you got my awful analogy.
When someone's
Um,
that good.
he's just this, wasting every single like wasting a game is almost criminal.
And man, and that's what I'm like. Uh,
I know.
you we got to win. We just like we won what 54 games this year. 50. How many games did we win in regular
Yeah,
season?
50, 54,
So if we don't
52.
win 60,
I know.
it's considered like, and so now the expectation for David Adelman is you have to perform better than Mike. That's a lot of pressure.
Hmm.
I mean, meanwhile, we have what 4 or 5 other coaches in the NBA who have had losing seasons for 4 or 5 seasons in a row, and they're like, "Let's get an extension for this guy." Like, I don't get it. I don't get it, man.
Yeah. I
Tibbs. But anyway,
it
you made a good point in that Mike was the fall guy, but also you made a really good point, and I agree with this, is that when you're hearing it from mom and dad your whole life, you start to be like, I'm done. But when you hear it from another voice, and it's the same words, you're just like, oh my gosh, no one's ever explained that to me before. No one's ever said that. And so maybe this is us, you know, talking. David Adelman might be our uncle, whereas Mike might have been our parent.
mhm.
And anyway, those are my thoughts. Thanks for listening, Donnie. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
Um,
one last thing. I really do think this just it sucks because you and I are so emotionally invested, right, in this team, but we have zero say.
I know.
Um, and that's what makes this tough, right? Is like I'm not saying he should have picked someone else because I wasn't in the process. I just want to know. I want to know, did we interview Taylor Jenkins?
Yeah,
Did we interview
Becky.
Becky?
Yeah,
Yeah, right? Like there were so many options that I'm just like, if
Mike, dude who was coach of the year 2 years ago for the Kings,
oh, Mike Brown.
Mike Brown.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he would have been the deal, but
You,
yeah.
you got to
And,
look at all your options.
and I think another problem for me is that Dave is not a bad choice.
No.
If it was black or white, like Mike or Dave was a bad choice, we should have picked someone else. Then that'd be so easy for me to be angry.
Hmm.
But I'm like you make a good point. Did we look at anybody else?
Yeah.
Was there any other? All right. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's
Moving
let's
on.
move on. Let's move
Yeah.
on. Let's move on. I hope the best for DA. He seems like he not seems he is a good dude.
Hmm.
Um, and obviously they beat the Clippers, who were on a heater before the playoffs started, and you took the best team in the league, the best team in the past 10 years, I would say,
And
to
you could argue we should
the
have won
seven.
that series.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
If we had one other player that showed up consistently, we win it in six. We
We
win it
win
in
that.
six
We win
or
that game
five, maybe.
four. I think if we
Yeah.
win that game four, we win the series. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. And we just got to have at least two guys show up every night. So that brings me to my next point, Donnie.
Okay.
Speaking of guys showing up, we're obviously going to be shopping. Um, I completely disagree with small changes, but that's a pod for a different day. It sounds like we're looking for the small change of MPJ.
Hmm.
Is that what you're hearing too?
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you're hearing, what you're feeling? You told me before I read this, Trey Murphy might be a destination. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, Trey Murphy's a great player. I looked at salary. I believe he's making 117 over four. So that's what, like 28 mil or something? Or roughly 28 mil, which is lower than MPJ. I've
It is.
seen, yeah, like I've seen,
MPJ is making 35 a year, 34.
yeah, and I don't know when Trey signed that deal. The thing with MPJ is I think he's got 2 more years on his contract. So if Trey Murphy just signed that deal, then that's 4 years and it better work. Um,
But
I
also
mean,
in 4 years, 25 million is going to be nothing.
that's a very good point too. The way the cap is moving, it's crazy.
It'll it'll
Yeah,
it'll
especially
go.
the NBA cap and the NH and the NFL cap are just wild. Um, so
What's
I,
what
or go ahead.
scares me, man, he plays like 20 games a season.
Oh, Trey Murphy.
At least what I'm looking at, he played
Oh,
73 one season, then he played like
okay. See, I didn't know
54,
this.
and I don't know. I'm just like I don't want a guy that's going to be
Yeah.
collecting. I don't want to what was his name with the lips on his neck? Kenyon Martin.
Oh yeah.
The
Well,
worst trade of all time.
and that's a very good point. And you always say this, availability is the best ability. And a big concern with MPJ when we first drafted him and over the past few years with all his crazy surgeries is is this guy going to be able to play? And last couple years, 3 years, he's actually played quite a bit. I mean, it's impressive, honestly. I think last year he missed one game and it was because they forgot his shoes or something crazy.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So I
And
mean,
I
er,
mean,
yeah, I don't think it.
Murphy
I
played 53 this year, 57 last year, 79 in 2022, the year we won it, and 62 his rookie year.
Okay.
Only 4 seasons in is an advantage, but you know,
It does inject some youth. The guy can shoot the ball.
4 seasons
Um,
under 65, and those are your first 4 seasons when you should be playing
yeah.
70 plus,
Well, especially on a terrible team.
especially on a terrible team.
Yeah. Um, I I I think the move isn't just because you're looking at him. The move also does open up some salary cap. Um, I think though for us to do this deal, we would have to sweeten it. I think the Pelicans would be like, well, we want a little bit more. Now we have one draft pick in the next five.
Zeke.
Yes, and I've heard that name. Um, However, I've also heard no one wants a package with MPJ and Zeke because you're looking at two overpaid contracts, and you would
That's a
have to
great point
you
too.
would have to sweeten that. Now, to sweeten that, we would have to throw in like a youngster like CB or Peyton Watson or our first round draft pick in 2031, which is the only draft pick we have left. I mean, over the past, I don't know, 2 years, dude, we've had to sweeten so many deals just to offload cap by adding draft picks. It's almost like a
And you said over the last 2 years we've had to do that?
yeah, like I think we had to
Under whose GM reign, Donnie?
exactly. Calvin Booth has
Yet
put
we're
us
blaming
into it.
Mike Malone for all. Oh my God, I'm just
I
so
know.
sickened. I'm so sickened.
I know. And like that's the thing. I
No, no
obviously
wonder.
obviously
Like,
you and I don't know what went on behind closed doors between those two, but it clearly was so bad that both of them got axed in a very odd time. And going forward, I don't understand why we're I don't understand. I'm not to go back to our previous question. I don't understand why we didn't hire the GM before we hired the coach. I don't understand that.
understand why we
Um,
didn't fire the GM before we fired the coach.
yeah, right? Like,
Like Nicola had to have said. Like I'm just Donnie. There's something drastic had to have happened. Arguments and spittles between those two in the background. That had to be more than that. It had
yeah,
to be a player.
hmm
Players get coaches axed, right? Like
yeah,
you're telling me that Nicola was never like, oh no, don't Josh, because if he said don't, Josh would be like, never would I ever.
hmm yeah.
I
Dude, I don't understand it. However, going
wait,
back
sorry,
to
yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
going back to like the player stuff, everyone is talking about MPJ, and I think the reason no one is talking about a certain other person, and we know who that is, Jamal Murray. Um, we all, and I'm guilty as heck of this, man. We are all just holding on to that memory of that finals.
Not me.
That okay, not
I
all.
have let go.
Everyone minus Leo because we all just are like it's possible, right? Like we've seen it and we're all just hoping that if he can explode, then we don't have an issue anymore. Because if he produces the way he gets paid and what we've seen him do in the past, we are scary again, incredibly scary. When you add a scary option like that alongside Nikola Jokic, a guy that's already just a giant money making machine under the basket, no one is going to stop you. However, I will say getting rid of MPJ does help solve another issue that I'm concerned about, and that's our defense. Our defense was somewhat better during the playoffs. Now,
Oh, I was
time
like,
out, time.
during the not compared to last year. No way,
Yeah,
dog.
I know, I know, I
No
know.
way.
Like it's playoff intensity, right? you would hope the defense would improve.
Hmm.
Um, however, Michael Porter Jr. has, yeah, I don't know if you can tell, man, but he just doesn't move like he used to.
Oh no, Donnie,
Yeah.
but he's always been bad on defense. So
Yes.
I
He
am I agree with you.
he gets away with being 6'10" and having a
Mhm.
ridiculous wingspan. I
Well,
mean,
but how many blocks at 6'10" is he getting?
exactly. Like every time he blocks
None.
someone, everyone's like, "Oh, great defense." I'm like, "No, dude, he got beat and then recovered because he's extremely long."
Yeah, watch the three previous possessions where he gets scored on. He just finally caught up to it on the fourth time.
Yes. I
Uh,
and 100%, man. I
Good
mean,
point, Donnie. Good
but
point. Yep.
that's also Jamal. I
That's
mean,
also
just
Jamal.
Jamal just doesn't have that crazy length to bail him out sometimes. Um,
But he
so
scores better.
yeah, and everyone is talking. I think also people are so nostalgic about this title that we have. It was all about Joker and Murray. I mean, we have our boy G-Rel. We got Joker and Murray,
Yeah,
bringing us into
yeah,
this
yeah,
um so it's always going to be on our mind. So like we all think, okay, well we need to tinker it. We don't want to tinker it that much.
yeah.
But I'm almost like, hey Josh, Mr. Cronky, I think we need to swing big.
I,
I,
I-
I think we need to swing big, and that includes Jamal in moving him.
at least shop him, like respectfully shop him. We're not trying to get him for a dryer
I know.
or or some cap space. We're trying to like let's shop him for real.
Yeah.
Like let's try to get something. Let's try to hose somebody.
Hmm.
Um, that's probably not what he wants to hear, but also like
I want to win.
we didn't want you to score 20 points a game for the last three seasons. We wanted 25 a game, and
Yeah,
you did not do that.
and better defense.
And any defense would be awesome, man. We would resurrect Earl Boykins if we could.
For real.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, I know.
But and also the problem is that the way Jamal plays is popular.
Yeah.
It's fancy, it's sports center, it's fantastical, it's so fun to watch,
Hmm.
but it's not effective.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on the other end, we have a player who's super boring to watch, but the most effective player to play the game of all time by
Hmm.
far.
Hmm.
I want to get someone who's a little bit of both.
Yeah, we need
Just
consistency.
like when you look at OKC's top three, when you look at the Pacers top three,
Hmm.
they got a top three.
Hmm.
We don't have a top two.
Yeah.
So I'm open to the Trey Murphy trade. All that to say, and I'm also open to other options as well, like you said. But
The
math
th
and
the thing with the Jamal one
tuition.
is, and the reason I bring it up is I actually think we would get more for Jamal than we would for MPJ.
Explain this.
I really
What do you
do.
mean?
I think the NBA looks at, I don't think MPJ is really highly valued in the NBA right now. I think that
Agreed.
a lot of teams see him now as we got his prime. His surgeries got him as far as he could go. Now he's just going to be a guy who, I mean, I'm not saying his career is done, but he's not going to be that,
He's
we're not,
17 a game.
Porter quarters are done, man. They're done.
No,
I know.
I
Like,
think you're right. Yeah.
and I'm
But so are
start
Murray Flurries. When's the last time we said that? When's the
exactly,
last time
bro.
we said
Exactly. Like I'm
since the
starting to get
shot?
concerned. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the Jamal Murray, he just, I got so tired of this year when he scored I think he had 60 in one game, was that right? Or 50.
55,
And
57 or something like that.
yeah, like he set a record for himself or whatever. And it was, oh, he's back. And then he goes and scores like 17 the next night. And I'm like,
And then the night after that, it was eight.
yeah, like, come
Or
on,
the
man.
two nights before that, it was seven.
Yeah. Like, no, you don't get in an 82 game season, you do not get to be called or you don't get like a resurrection story when you score 50, whatever, one time.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's like Nikola will have some games where he has 12 to 15, but he also has 15 rebounds and 17 assists.
yeah, yeah,
Like it's just
yeah.
if we're gonna pay you Robin numbers, we need Robin production. And that's fair, man. So what would we get or who could we get
I,
financially?
I haven't heard anyone.
Austin Reeves?
I mean,
I'm being serious here.
I know.
I don't know.
I think we would want to move him, and in return, we'd want to leave some cap space open. I'm hearing a lot of movement on Bruce Brown returning. as much as I'm like, meh, if we could get him for cheap, you take him.
Is Bruce Brown not the epitome of what happens when a player leaves Nikola Jokic?
Yeah, but if you bring him back to Nikola Jokic,
And that's what I'm saying. Like, so could we possibly, I know this is going to sound crazy, unload MPJ and Jamal for something that we think is garbage, and then they come and play with Nikola for 30 minutes a game, and it's like, what have we been doing for three, four? We could have five championships. We would have beat the Heat in four.
no, I,
Like,
I,
you know what I mean? Like,
I'm a bit radical in that sense of that's swinging big to me. That's Josh, you need to swing big here. You need to take some leaps. You need to have some faith in a guy that brought you a title. That
Jalen
you
Pickett got a triple double this year. A triple double,
he
Donnie,
did, he did, which is just wild to think about.
on 4 minutes a game.
Yeah, I got Jalen Pickett.
When you play with Nikola Jokic,
Yeah.
you outplay your potential.
hmm Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think if you move CB,
Let's bring
he's
Caitlin Clark in, dog. Let's see what happens. I don't know. Let's just see what happens.
for real though. If she can handle the ball, we just need someone to handle the ball. I mean,
Ray knows she can shoot it.
yeah, I mean, and that's I don't.
MPJ for Caitlin Clark, 1-for-1. Let's go.
Caitlin would very much welcome his
Yeah,
contract.
we couldn't afford that contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd have to pay her like crazy.
I think as far as getting something really good for Jamal, I don't know if it's going to happen. That's the thing is like Jamal and PJ, they're the two obvious assets that we have that we're like, let's get rid of them. Everyone knows that. The two assets, sorry, the three assets we're like, we should keep. Everyone's like, I want those. CB, AG, and of course, I mean, the untouchable. Listen, we're not even going to call him one. He's not even on the board. No.
Also, is CB a 10-3-3 guy if he doesn't play with Nicola? I think so.
You think so? Okay.
I don't think he's 15. You think he's 15, 16 a game with if he
Oh,
plays with
sorry, sorry,
LaMelo
sorry.
Ball?
No, no, I misheard you. No, I agree with you.
Sorry, yeah, what I meant was what I
hmm
meant was if he goes somewhere else, he's a 10-3-3
Yeah.
on 20 minutes a game.
hmm
He's a bust.
100%.
Not a bust, but
He's a very average NBA player, right? He's
so like let's see what happens, man. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like we've brought in guys. KCP was a good player before we got him, but then
mhm.
he became this like giant key piece in our title run and even
Aaron
our run.
Gordon.
Dude, Aaron Gordon.
Aaron
Yes.
Gordon, look at what he's become.
He's only been known for that dunk contest until he came here, and now he is someone that I would never trade. Yes, the
I want him
guy,
shooting the ball every time he
dude.
catches it.
Oh my goodness. Like everyone talked about most improved players of the year, and I understand. I don't know who got it, but they probably deserved it. However,
CB and Aaron Gordon.
dude, like Aaron Gordon's 3 point, I mean, one of them won us that game one against OKC.
Dude, he won us a few games.
I know, like his improvement and his work rate and his understanding that yes, I'm in the league, but I don't need to peak yet. That to me is what we need to go find. We need to go find guys that because I mean, look at Nikola Jokic, dude. He's gotten like better. We never thought that he would continue to one up himself each season and still not win the MVP, right?
I
So
remember thinking like in 2020, I'm like, this is like a Jordan-esque season.
yeah,
And then I was like, oh, 2021 is better. 2022, this might be the best season ever. And then 2024 comes around, the year after we win it, and I'm like, oh no, actually, this like what? And I hate to compare it to LeBron, but it's like LeBron did get better after
oh
10
yeah,
years. He did. He
oh
just got
yeah.
better after 10 years. Is that what we're gonna see out of this Serbian? Probably not, because he won't play that long.
hmm
But what's he gonna look like in 2 years, and what could he do with different players? Is just my thought.
Yeah, we need some fresh, and I think go find hungry guys. Maybe some guys that haven't had a
Yes.
ring. I really think that's like, I mean, I think Russ, I think he's just losing it a little bit in terms of age. You can tell that his fight and desire was there. That's why I'm not against the signing that or
No.
the whatever I thought bringing him in was the correct move. But go
And
find guys like that.
if he
Not
wants to
necessarily,
sign for 4 next year
dude. That's what I'm saying.
or
And
8 again, because
he
8 million won't be that much. I don't know.
no, well, he has a player option, and I'm really hoping he just takes it. He doesn't need
Yeah.
the money.
No.
Um, I really hope that he finds that because I mean, dude, you look at all the other places he's played after OKC. This is hands down his best year.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping he sees that and he wants to maximize what he has left because probably not very long. Although I could see him being a DJ where he just kind of sits on the bench forever. But, um,
100%.
yeah. Hey, we're about to get kicked off here, so can I call you right back?
Yes, of
Okay.
course.
Okay. I'll call you right back. All
All right.
right. All right, everybody, welcome back. Thank you so much for being patient with us. We're gonna wrap things up here, but yeah, we got a few more things. Leo and I are clearly. I mean, we want DA. We want DA to succeed, right? We question the Malone firing still. The Booth firing was the obvious one. And MPJ and Jamal need to be truly shopped. I don't know what, I don't even know when that's allowed to happen, right? I don't know if it's probably after the finals at some point or after the draft or something. I don't even know.
I don't know why we
Um,
didn't trade him with 3 games left in the regular season. I know we can't do that, but
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
understand my sentiment.
Right, right. Okay.
All right, Donnie. So at least I'm not bitter. Um, if you could poach a non-all-star from one of the finals teams, who would it be?
Oh, okay, okay.
Sorry, man. I'm moving on to. Actually, I'm not. We're segueing
Hey,
because
I like
we've been
this.
talking trades, but we're
Yeah.
also keeping current events. We have
Hmm.
2 really good teams in the final, like good teams,
Hmm.
good teams. One outstanding player and 2 good teams.
This
Who
is
would
this is obvious for me.
who would you poach? Who's not all-star caliber?
Oh,
So sorry, not caliber. It can't be Shea or Tyrese.
oh, okay, okay.
I th-
Hartenstein.
oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. Sorry. Who
That's a
you?
really no. That's fair. I picked a guy from the same team, but a different guy. I didn't even think of Hartenstein.
Yeah. No, I'm
I should have
just.
known. You've been talking him up, and it'd be a return for him. Should he? Oh, darn it.
You're
Should
good.
he
You're good.
probably? He probably still has his lease
I know, right? Yeah.
in Denver.
He's subleasing his apartment.
Oh, good call with Hartenstein.
Well, I just.
I worked with a guy who was all about him, and then I was like, okay, whatever, pal. And
Well, it
ever
just,
since, I've been like, I was so wrong, man. I'm so sorry.
dude. It solves our backup big problem. Like
It
without,
solves the MPJ problem. It solves the backup big problem.
dude.
It lets Aaron Gordon shoot threes on the reg.
Right? You could
Like,
move AG to a three, and we would just be a monstrous team.
just shoot the ball.
I mean, there's
Shoot the ball.
so many options. All right, give me yours. Give me yours. I'm curious.
Good call, Donnie. Mine is J Dub.
Yeah. He was an
Um,
all-star though.
was he?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, he was.
no,
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He was.
no,
Yeah,
no. He wasn't.
they had two this year.
He made the All Star team.
Yeah, J-Dub made the All-Star team this year.
I'm embarrassed. What a poor NBA fan I am. I'm over
Well,
here thinking,
we care about
well,
one team and one
surely
team only.
Jamal would have gotten it over him with the contract.
Yeah.
Well, my
No,
second answer is Norman Powell,
nonetheless.
but he doesn't play for the no. Well, okay, all right. So if I'm not picking J Dub, speaking of backup bigs, just to not pick yours because yours is better than mine, I'll say Miles Turner.
Yeah.
He'd be a good backup because he's on the decline on his career.
Hmm.
Um,
Veteran.
he can shoot the rock.
Hmm.
He's not great, like, but he's a veteran. Um, and we could get him for probably pretty, for 20 million a year.
Yeah. Right. Like I don't know, man. This Pacer team is so intriguing. It's
Here,
so intriguing.
here's my thought. Here's my thought. Miles Turner and
Nemhard.
Nembhard
Yeah.
for Jamal.
I'm in. Let's do it. Swing big, baby. Swing for the fences.
I I mean, and you had brought this up at the beginning of the year, and I was like, okay, okay. And then about 30 games in, it was just obvious. Like we don't have a backup big. We have to solve the non-playing defense from Jamal and Embiid. We got to solve that. But more importantly, we have to solve the non-Nikola minutes because when he doesn't play, we are worse than most G League teams.
Yeah. I mean, I think
Not when we have bench guys and just when he doesn't play. When he doesn't play and we
yeah.
have a mix of our starters and bench guys, we are worse than most G League teams. So to fix that, we gotta have a big guy.
I mean, it's a good point. Like non-Nicola time is just the time I fear. I don't really care
Yeah.
who is on the court with Nicola. Like you said, Jalen Pickett got the triple double earlier this year when he had to play all those
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, you
Um,
turn into a Hofer,
yeah.
a first or second ballot.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think
Hartenstein. Good call.
yeah, fun fact. I have been dunked on by a current Indiana Pacer.
No.
Yes.
Who?
Do you know the name James Johnson?
Yeah, I know the name.
Okay, he went to Cheyenne East up in Wyoming, which is
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
random. I know.
Yeah.
Um, it was him and a bunch of guys that look like Mike Elrick and were the size of Mike Elrick.
Okay.
And I
That's
will
typical Wyoming fashion.
yes, and I remember I like to take charges back in the day, and I remember he drove baseline left hand. I slide over and I'm like, dude, you're done. I
You're
beat you to the
done.
spot. And I'm like, this is
Yeah.
gonna number one, it's gonna hurt because
Yeah.
he's a big boy.
Yeah.
Um, he crosses over to his right real quick and tomahawks or puts it like this, slides right by me and just throws it down.
Did you screen air?
Yeah. Dude, I
Or sorry,
literally
did you take a charge on air? That's what I meant. Yeah.
yeah, like I literally just was like hand over my important parts and I
Yep.
just was like
Yep. Yep.
like
Yep.
not touched, just looking
Just
like an idiot, thinking I was about to get this guy.
he's like a
Um,
rocket. You're just watching him take off.
yeah, I know he went to Wake Forest. I think he played with Jeff Teague.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, he
Jeff Teague has
was.
a lot of stupid opinions in my opinion. But
I agree.
um but he is fun to listen to.
Yeah, yeah,
But really James Johnson.
yep. 37 years old. He's never won a ring, so I'm kind of hoping
He's
that
37.
yeah, makes us
Does
feel
he
yeah.
play?
No, no,
No. Okay.
no.
He's like a DeAndre.
Yeah, I think his best years were when he was in Chicago because that's who drafted him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been around the league. He's been around the league. Smart. I mean, the guy's gotten tons of paychecks from the NBA, which is a very good paycheck.
He gets paid to go work out. That's not a bad
Uh,
way to live.
Sign me up. Yep,
Yep.
yep.
Yep. I'll be the worst guy on the team. Every other team's fan can yell obscenities at me. I don't care.
Right, right.
Oh,
Anyway,
that Donnie. That's a good fact. Okay, so not James Johnson that you would poach,
no,
but
Hartenstein.
you've had the honor of sharing the court with James Johnson. That's pretty cool. Is he a good guy? Is he?
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't. He didn't talk trash. I mean, they were honestly they were so bad. I felt bad for him.
Oh, you guys
Uh,
beat them.
yeah, because
The
there
team
was
was bad, but he was good.
he was so good. If
Yeah.
and a lot and like they tried to play team ball and I'm like, no, you give
You
him the
should.
rock.
Yeah.
Like
Have him foul me out and then just keep going.
yeah, like it was I was like, if you just had one more guy, it would have been a bloodbath, but it was like five guys, all five of us
Oh,
around him, and then everyone else. Pretty much like people guard the Nuggets.
no, that's fair, man. It's a
So
4-on-1. Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Oh, Donnie, I know what you mean though. Taking a charge on air. I've been there, bro. Casper's just like, I don't know, man. Sorry. I thought
Yeah.
I was gonna do something here. I didn't do
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. Like I
Oh,
think up to that point in the game, it was just layups, jump
yeah.
shots, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden you just hear this rumble.
It's, it's like, oh, we're down by 20.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Anyway.
great.
Yeah.
Oh, Donnie,
Yeah.
that's your claim to fame.
Yeah, yeah, that's on my Wikipedia page.
That's great, my man. That's great. Well,
Yeah.
okay. So you're taking Hartenstein. I'm
Hmm.
taking
J-Dub.
Jada. Well, not Jay. I'm taking Miles Turner because I forgot that Jada
Oh,
was an
okay.
all-star.
Yeah,
Jada was an all-star before Jamal Murray.
I know.
That speaks volumes.
It does.
Um, okay, so last question. I know we're a Nuggets pod, but I'm a basketball guy. Who you taking?
OKC in well, five.
I'll take the Pacers in six. Or sorry, no.
Wow.
Sorry. No, I'll take OKC in six. Sorry, I'll take OK.
I'm like,
No,
go put a dollar
no,
down
no,
on
no.
MGM Grand right
I
now.
I didn't hit my head. No, I'm
Okay.
taking OKC in six. So
If
if
we, if Indiana somehow pulls this off, it will be one of the most magical playoff runs.
Rick Carlisle automatically becomes a Hall of Famer if they win
Yes.
it, as
Yes.
he should. And
Yes.
Tom Thibodeau should get his job back.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
win it, he should. Um,
Who do you think the Knicks are going to go after? Sorry, I didn't mean to jump
oh,
topics there,
do I
but
think that they'll actually shop and make an intelligent decision? And I haven't heard anything about. Well, and here's the thing, man. For me to be all upset about the DA thing is weird because Mitch Johnson, who was a very low name on my people to pick for the Spurs job.
Yeah.
M- I
Yeah.
mean, he was the assistant, so it makes sense. But I'm also like, did Josh just copy what the Spurs did? And we're like,
Yeah.
let's just give. But I don't know.
Even Greg Popovich was promoted in at the Spurs. So,
Well, I mean,
I mean, yeah.
that
They
it was a love promotion. He's man.
they
Have you seen him?
no, I'm saying when he got the job at the Spurs.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you
So
meant like to El Jefe or whatever
no,
you
no,
call it.
no, 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 no,
I
no,
was
no.
like,
Yeah.
dog, that's
No.
a
No, he's a legend, man. In my opinion, he's the
no.
greatest basketball coach of all time. I
Him or
know
Wooden, him or
he,
Wooden
I know everyone wants to say Wooden.
or
Also
Phil
or Phil. Phil had a lot of talent.
or Red.
Yeah.
Dear Lord,
I was a big Bob Knight fan for a while, but he's
really?
yeah, I read a book Steve Alford wrote,
Okay, all
a
right.
previous player of his,
I'll
and
check it out.
yeah, it was okay. I mean, you hear a lot of things now, and you're like, maybe it wasn't a great guy, but knew basketball very well.
Well, and we also don't know all the intricacies of his life and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
um, a guy who I hate because of who he coaches for, but I think he's my favorite coach, at least right now, is Joe Mazzulla.
Oh yeah, yeah. I love his serious look. It is,
The way he talks, he's just
yeah,
like, if it's not about basketball, I don't care. Not
yeah.
basketball, I don't care.
He's every time I see him at a press conference, he's constantly using like a sarcastic, passive aggressive answer. And I love it every single time. I'm not a Celtic fan. I don't care. But my goodness, dude, I sit there, you entertain me. And a lot of the time, I'm like, that question probably deserved a sarcastic, passive aggressive answer.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's very smart. And I mean, it makes sense, right? You get Brad Stevens as head of all of operations there. He's going to go
Mhm.
get another guy that's very similar to him, right?
And I thought when they replaced Brad Stevens, I was like, what are they doing?
I know.
And then I learned that it was his what he wanted, right? He
Yeah.
wanted to do that. And then I was like, okay, actually really smart by ownership. You keep a guy that's a winner, you
Hmm.
keep him in your organization, then you let him make trickle down decisions. And well, look what happened last year.
Yeah. And I don't know. Also, Jason Tatum, an avid listener, again. I hope you do. I hope you recover well, man. That's rough. That was
Sickening.
yeah, that was tough to watch. Like dude, he's not gonna play next year.
Really?
He won't be back till the year after, I guarantee it.
I thought he'd come back in December or January or something. No.
I
Is it Achilles or was it
is
an
it
ACL?
Achilles, and I
So
think
Achilles,
that's like 9 months. Yeah, so maybe playoffs, but why even risk it? In my opinion, I mean, are
unless you
you?
have a one seed.
Yeah, like
Also, if you have a
unless
one seed without him, see what you can do.
yeah, right. Yeah, I just wanted to I always feel bad for guys that get injuries like that. Like they just Jason Tatum seems like a really good dude. He
Yeah,
does. Like he's worked hard to get where is at in life, and to see that happen, especially in that game. Oof. Oof.
yeah. And then people coming down on him because he was like, "What had happened to me, Dad? What happened to me?" And they're like, "Dude, you
You would
make
say
all
this,
this money and like, of course, like exactly."
dude, like,
Like, I mean, we are all circumstances, or we are all people of our circumstance,
yes.
and he's just a person reacting to his circumstance.
Yeah.
Like, it's yeah, man. Honestly, I was wondering it too. I was like, that sucks, man. I wanted to see you lose on the floor. I don't want to see anyone make
Right?
excuses for you because
Right?
that's what people are doing now. They're making excuses.
I
You,
really wanted to watch him walk off the floor very disappointed, not be helped
yes,
off the floor
yes,
disappointed. Yeah.
yes. Because
Yeah.
I think that's what would have happened anyway.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
we'll never know.
Yeah.
So Donnie, you're taking OKC in a plus 4.5
Hmm.
over. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
I'm giving
Well,
Indiana some credit here.
I'm gonna give Indiana 6. So
Yeah, I was gonna say you are really reaching.
hey, man, I'll even say that Indiana wins one on the road. Oh,
Okay.
that should get me. If I get this right, I should become a coach
Yeah.
in India
Yeah.
because have they lost a game on at home?
It's a great question. Um,
Did we beat them on? No, we did. We beat them because the series was 1-1.
Oh, you mean OKC? Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
sorry. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. And they've really only lost 4 games in the playoffs.
Yep.
3 were to us.
Hmm.
1 was to the Timberwolves.
Hmm.
And who did they sweep in round one?
Memphis.
Oh yeah, right, like 75.
Ja.
Oh, talk about the most overrated player in the league.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, well, Donnie, that concludes all I have, man. I have your NBA champion. I have your solution to the Nuggets woes, and it's been a fun season, man. I know we didn't win it, but it was really fun chatting it up.
Yeah, it really was. It was fun having, I mean, we both had season tickets. We both, or sorry, you got to bring in the newest and greatest Nuggets fan. And I'm super excited to take him to games in the future,
Yes,
or
sir.
or to just bring over some papooses and watch games with you guys, you know? So
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know. It was a good year. It was a good year. We got to watch Nicolo play basketball. Didn't end the way we wanted it to, but hey,
such is life.
such is life. Trade Jamal.
Or win with DA and make me look like an idiot. I'd rather that. I'd rather be the one that's like, okay, I was stupid. I was wrong. I don't think I'm gonna be because I'm intelligent. I'm really smart.
A lot of
But
the things you say do come true. So like as much as you like to bag
yeah,
on yourself sarcastically, it always comes true. And then I have to text you and be like, hey man, you were right about
dog.
this.
I was the guy in 8th grade who was like, LeBron's gonna be a medium player, da 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 da. Da. So I have no.
Okay, well, you were definitely wrong about that, but that's okay.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
super wrong. And I even 5 years in, I was like, he's a 6. Kobe's way better. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Huh?
Ugh.
I would actually argue that, but well, let's not go there. Let's not
That's for
go
a
there.
different pod. That's for a different
Yes,
pod, Donnie. It's
yes,
for a different
yes,
pod.
yes.
But man, I appreciate you chatting,
Yeah, man.
and
It's always good
we'll
to
be
see you.
chatting again. And though it is the end of this season, it's not the end of our season. So we'll be chatting it up. Probably not next week or the week after, but definitely here soon.
We'll be back at some point in the summer. Let the man let us breathe.
Yes, yes. Donnie, you do want to remind the people, my man?
Yeah, everyone, please do not forget to show some hus. Hope everyone has a great summer and go Nuggets.
But what about Joker and Murray? Joker and Murray. Joker and Murray. Joker and Murray. Let's go. If you got respect for the game, it's time that you put some respect on the name. Joker and Murray and Joker a duo that cannot be tamed. You got seconds on the clock. There go Murray with the shot. Yeah, that's a Murray flurry in a hurry. Came to give it all you got. Everybody showing some hugs. It's in the color we trust. But you gotta have an MP jump shot, leaving the competition in the dust. Come up in the Mile High City, never coming down like AG50. You looking at a squad full of champions. Tell me now, ain't that nifty? Not talking about Boa, but Rocky gon' show up and give all the fans what they love. If there's a rim in vicinity, there ain't no question, gotta stay above. Them boys from the 5280 gon' pull up and always be about a bucket. In case you confused, yeah, you know what to do. I'm talking about the different nuggets. You heard of Magic and Bird. You heard of Shaq and Kobe. You heard of Jordan and Pippen. But what about Joker and Murray? Joker and Murray. Joker and Murray. Joker and Murray. You heard of Magic and Bird. You heard of Shaq and Kobe. You heard of Jordan and Pippen. But what about Joker and Murray? Joker and Murray. Joker and Murray. Joker and Murray. Why so serious? Coming from a walking, talking triple double. Seems like we've been a problem, causing trouble ever since we left the bubble. They heard of an arrow that's green. We talking about Oliver Queen. But blue is the new one, he's reigning supreme. You can hate, but check the ring. Never underestimate the heart of a champion, it's Mike Malone. You could come for 7, but have your bags. Gotta know you going home. You coming to play at the altitude. You better get your O2 ready. Cause it's gonna be a breathtaking experience. And you know we're gonna rock steady. Yeah, you heard of Magic and Bird and Jordan and Pippen and all the big threes. But what's it gonna take for these people to see that they should hop on and believe? We ain't content, so you better think twice if you think that we stopping at one. You dealing with Joker and Murray, don't worry, the fun is only just begun. You heard of Magic and Bird. You heard of Shaq and Kobe. You heard of Jordan and Pippen. But what about Joker and Murray? Joker and Murray. Joker and Murray. Joker and Murray. Joker and Murray.